Hey, what's up guys? Joker here. Hope you're all doing well. Today we've got a few news stories in the world of gaming. First up, Square Enix has sold off some of its biggest franchises in an epic $300 million deal with Embracer Group, giving away studios that have developed such titles as the Tomb Raider series, Deus Ex, and more. Also, Activision is blaming World War II for the reason that Call of Duty Vanguard failed, or not really failed, but really didn't meet up to their expectations when it launched last year, although obviously there was a whole lot of other stuff going on behind the scenes that could have contributed to that. And despite them blaming World War II, it seems other World War II games are doing just fine, like Sniper Elite 5, who's got a new trailer with some new features for the game, and Prince of Persia has shifted its development team, and so that's going to give us some likely delays for the remake. More on that as we get into the news. But first, today's video is brought to you by PrimeTechMart.com, where you can save money on software like Windows 10 Pro licenses for under $25. They've also got Windows 10 Home for under $20, and now Windows 11 Pro you can grab over on PrimeTechMart.com. They've also got Office 2019 and the new Office 2021. And if you want to save an additional 20% at checkout on Windows 10 or any other software, go ahead and click Buy It Now, and during the checkout process, go ahead and put JP20 in and apply that coupon, and that'll give you 20% off of any software that you happen to pick up over there. So for Windows 10 Pro, you can see it dropped our price down from $24.46 to under $20. So be sure to hit up the links down in the description below, and don't forget to use my coupon code JP20 at checkout for an additional 20% off. First up, let's talk about Square Enix selling 3 of its Western studios over to the Embracer Group for $300 million. These studios, which Square Enix is getting rid of, is Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal, and Square Enix Montreal. So some of their biggest developers and most notable franchises under their belt are now shifting over to the Embracer Group, so that should mean these titles are still going to be safe, and we're going to see more games developed with the Tomb Raider and Deus Ex franchises, one would hope, under the Embracer Group, and I do look forward to seeing those as well, as I'm a big fan of Deus Ex and Tomb Raider, both great game series. There's a bunch of other game series as well that will be affected by this. And the real reason behind this, which is honestly the most saddening part of it, is that Square Enix is getting rid of these studios so that they can invest more into NFT and blockchain-based gaming. Yeah, you heard that right. Square Enix, who's been around for as long as I can possibly remember, making, AAA titles going all the way back to like the Sega and PlayStation and stuff all the way back in the day. Now chasing after NFTs and all that kind of bullshit, which is kind of sad to see, honestly. They will maintain control of some of the franchises under other studios, which Square Enix still controls, at least for this point in time. Some games that they still have control of are Just Cause, Outriders, and Life is Strange. Life is Strange is, from what I've heard, a very good point-and-click adventure type of game. Not really my cup of tea, but Just Cause is just kind of repetitive as hell, and the last couple of entries haven't been that great. And Outriders kind of came out with a very botched launch, and I'm not sure if it really ever recovered, honestly. So they're getting rid of some of their biggest franchises, like I said, Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, Legacy of Kain is all going to be going to the Embracer Group. And in a quote from Square Enix, they did confirm that the transaction will enable the launch of a new business by moving forward with investments in fields including blockchain, artificial intelligence, and the cloud. So that is where Squenix, we do call them Squenix, we have done that before, where Square Squenix, shifting over into NFTs and blockchain. Kind of weird. Hopefully the new Tomb Raider games, which should conceivably stay within the same studios, like all of that talent is going to be moving along with them, and it's not like they just bought the licenses to Tomb Raider and all of that. I mean, they did, but they're getting these studios as well. So the same people could theoretically still be working on these games, and hopefully at the end of the day, that means for a better product for all of us, with Embracer Group now at the helm. Next up, let's talk about Activision blaming the disappointing Call of Duty sales numbers on Vanguard, which released last year, on World War II and the setting of World War II. In a quote which is mentioned over on Kotaku. They say, while Call of Duty remains one of the most successful entertainment franchises of all time, our 2021 premium release didn't meet our expectations, and we believe this is primarily due to our own execution. The game's World War II setting didn't resonate with some of our community, and we didn't deliver as much innovation in a premium game as we would have liked. So obviously that is the PR spin on the game, and they want to blame the World War II setting, which honestly I don't buy into. I think if they make a solid, good World War II game, it's going to sell incredibly well. If it's, good maps, good weapons, good customization, and, all these things that aren't riddled with microtransactions and a half-assed, campaign and a zombie mode, which was pretty much scrapped almost entirely from the game, or the fact that the studio publishing the game in Activision was under allegations of widespread sexual harassment and discrimination at the company, which came out like last summer. And then 2 weeks before the game came out, the Wall Street Journal published a investigation directly implicating the Call of Duty executives in rampant misconduct. So obviously there were a lot of other things at play here with the development of Call of Duty Vanguard. Also, let's throw a pandemic into the mix where they're expected to be pumping out these games every single year for holiday season, like they're just churning out whatever is easily churn-outable. I don't know, the sentence didn't really get there in the end. Let's move on. But Call of Duty for a long time has been this annual franchise. Everyone expects a new game every holiday season so that they can push millions and millions of copies down the throats of young, mostly probably children, teenagers, and young male adults who love caning the Call of Duty series annually. And they're expected to deliver it like a $60 map pack every year, or realistically $70 now, and then make more money on top of that. And, when you throw a pandemic in there and everything that was going on, they didn't reveal the game until like August. And usually Call of Duty games, you start to see some teasers around like April, May. E3, you get like the big trailer that's usually like a bit of the first level of the campaign or something. That's traditionally how they've done it. And last year we didn't get a trailer for it or a reveal until August. And then the game came out just a few months after that, and it did feel a little bit half-baked, if I'm being completely honest, and I didn't spend much time on it. The last game that really took any of my time in the Call of Duty series was Modern Warfare from a couple of years ago. Black Ops Cold War, I thought was even worse than Vanguard. I played the Vanguard campaign, and then I pretty much didn't touch it after that because it just really wasn't worth my time or energy. Lots of other good games out there to be playing, even older titles like Rainbow Six Siege. But let me know your thoughts. Sound off down in the comments below. Do you think World War II is to blame for Call of Duty Vanguard failing, or was it the failure of Activision, their conduct behind the scenes, the timing of it all, pandemic, otherwise? Honestly, just let me know what you guys think. I think there's a lot more to it than just, it's World War II. People don't like World War II, so we're moving back to modern era. Like, great, make modern era games, but make them good. You've also made shitty games. Let's not forget Modern Warfare 3 or Advanced Warfare or Infinite Warfare, all those piles of dog shit that also came out that sold probably $1 billion worth of games, but you considered them to be underperforming. Next up, another World War II game, one that seemingly has flown under the radar of all of these World War II video game hating. I struggle to not say the word Nazi here, although that's not even used correctly in that sense, but whatever, I digress. Sniper Elite 5 is coming out on May 26th, and as a fan of this franchise, I played every single game so far, including all of the Sniper Elite zombies and all of that stuff, typically in co-op with a buddy of mine, and we have a blast playing these games. So I'm looking forward to Sniper Elite 5 coming out in the very near future. They do mention that the game is going to have cross-play for co-op as well as competitive multiplayer. The competitive multiplayer in these games has never been particularly amazing, although I do have a very fond memory, which I'll share with you, from Sniper Elite. I believe it was 3. Total Biscuit, R.I.P. to the king, did a port report or like one of his cynical impressions or whatever of Sniper Elite 3. And in the game, he tries out the multiplayer, and I'm actually one of his kills in his Sniper Elite 3 video. Go back and check that out, see if you could spot Joker Productions getting headshotted by Total Biscuit himself. I'll always remember that and seeing that in his video and catching it. But always enjoyed the Sniper Elite games. This one's going to have crossplay, so the multiplayer, which has never been fantastic, but it's a nice little escape and do a couple matches here and there, and hopefully the fact that it has crossplay will improve the player count so PC can mingle with Xbox and PS4 and all of that. So yeah, customization, lots of sniper actions and co-op. So I will be definitely playing Sniper Elite 5 on PC and covering that on the channel when it does come out. And they also typically have very good benchmarks built into their games too. Next up, Prince of Persia Sands of Time Remake from Ubisoft, shifting things up and definitely going to be putting a delay in the process of getting this remake into the fans of Prince of Persia fans. I loved Prince of Persia games back in the day, especially Sands of Time. That was probably one of the best ones. But in their post over on the official Prince of Persia Twitter, they say, "Hello, Prince of Persia fans. The development of Prince of Persia The Sands of Time Remake will now be led by Ubisoft Montreal, the very birthplace of the epic Sands of Time trilogy." They then go on to say the decision is an important step and the team, building upon the work achieved by Ubisoft Pune and Ubisoft Mumbai, will now take the time they need to regroup on the scope of the game to deliver you the best experience for this remake of an all-time classic when it's ready. We want to thank you for your patience and yada yada yada. We'll keep you posted on future updates. So that's all we've got from the development team on Prince of Persia Remake. There's been, reading through the comments on Twitter is pure cancer. I highly recommend you avoiding it. People are just like automatically blaming it on India because they're moving it from the two studios based out of, or at least the Mumbai one is definitely India. I don't know where Pune is, but I'm assuming it's in India too, maybe. Possibly. But people are blaming India as being incompetent developers, so obviously they have to move it to the illustrious Canada studio, which, you know, who knows what's going on behind the scenes there. There could be pandemic issues, maybe they've lost developers and stuff, as COVID is still a huge deal over there, and they've had some of the worst over there in India, honestly. So it could be affecting all sorts of that, just even supply chains. Who knows what's going on in the world. You can't just go and say someone's an incompetent developer just because they're from India. I'm sure there's plenty of really smart developers and programmers in India. People are so ridiculous. They just go straight to that, of course. But that's all I've got for you guys in today's gaming news. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, and I hope to see you tomorrow with another video. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.